All right, so we're having some technical difficulties here. Sorry. Screen going to come up. There we go. All right, we are ready now for Chapter 7, Section 1, titled Ratio and Proportion. Example 1, writing ratios. This reads, write a ratio expressing the slope of line L. Well, remember slope is rise over run. We had this formula that said m equals, m stands for slope. It's the second y minus the first y over the second x minus the first x. Well, let's plug those numbers in. Y minus y would be maybe this -2 minus 3. Let's write that down. -2 minus 3 over x2 minus x1 would be maybe this 2 minus that -1. So 2 minus a -1. Now simplifying that, the top would be -2 minus 3. That's -5. And then 2 minus -1 would be +1, so 3. And that fraction cannot be simplified. So that's the ratio of my slope. Ratio is just a fancy word for fraction. Look at this next problem. Oops, I guess I got that on there, sorry. Next problem. The ratio of the side lengths of a triangle is, and that's read 4 to 7 to 5. So let's just draw some random triangle and just label it randomly 4, 7, and 5. But it continues to say the perimeter is 96. What is the length of the shortest side? Well, here's what you do. You make this side 4x, and this 7x, and that 5x. And the perimeter means we add them together. So I'm going to take 4x plus 7x plus 5x. That's together, added together, and I'm going to set that equal to my perimeter, 96. So then combine like terms. 4 plus 7, 11, plus 5, 16x, 96. Then solve that by dividing by 16. So x equals 6. But don't stop there. My shortest side would be this 4x, because 4 is my smallest number. So I take 4 times x, which is really 4 times 6, and that would be a length of 24. So this side has a length of 24. My answer is 24, but I want to go a little further. If I take this side, 7 times 6, that's 42. This side at the bottom would be 5 times 6, that's 30. And if I add those three numbers up, 24 plus 30, that's 54, plus 42, 96 is my answer. 96 is the perimeter. Let's keep going with the little definition here. In Algebra 1, it reads, you learn the cross products property. The product of the extremes, AD, A times D, and the product of the means, BC, are called the cross products. So remember taking a proportion like this and cross multiplying, and you get A times D equals B times C. That's how you solve a proportion. Well, let's solve one. If I like to go with the variable first. Go this way first. That's 56x is going to equal the other way 7 times 72. So I'm going to pick up my calculator. 7 times 72 is 504. And that's what 56x would equal. Then I would divide by 56. So 504 divided by 56 is 9. X equals 9, and that's all I do. My answer is 9. Two more slides, and this can be a little bit tricky. Let me show you how to do these. It reads, given that 18C equals 24D, find the ratio of D to C. In other words, D over C. That could also be written D colon C. The D has to go on top, or has to go first. Here's what you do. 18C, here's my problem. 18C equals 24D. I want the D to be on top, so I simply divide both sides by C. Which in algebra does this? I can mark out those C's. So I have 18 equals 24D over C. Well, you see the D over C right here, but that 24 is in the way. So I simply divide both sides by 24. That allows me to mark them out. So 18 over 24 equals D over C. But reduce that. Divide by 6. How does 18 24ths divide or reduce? That'd be 3/4, I think. So D over C. Again, 18 24ths reduces, divide by 6. 3/4. So my answer is 3/4. Make sure you always reduce your fractions. Let's try the last one. Take the 16s equals 20t, and I want the t to go first, or on top. So I divide both sides by s. So my s's are gone. So I have 16 is 20 t time. Oops, t. I don't want my s there. I want my s on the bottom. And then divide by 20, which gives me 16 over 20 equals t over s. But I have to reduce that. Divide by 4. So 4 over 5 is t over s. And that would be my answer. That's how you do those. Hey, thanks for watching. Good luck.